Right, so we're on our mgmetro, and I thought I'd do this little video as changing the aerial. Of course, this one's got a wing-mounted aerial. Now, in the past, on some of our other metros, we did change to a rooftop aerial, but we found that the aftermarket rooftop aerials never actually lasted that long in the weather and the sun. You'd get sort of a year, 2 years, and the seal would go, or they'd start to leak, whatever ones we got over the years. So some of our metros we actually kept with a wing aerial. This was one of them, but now we're doing lots of bits to it, and the wing aerial itself, as you can see, is not looking very good at all. We thought we'd remove it and put an electric aerial in, which now seemed to be a lot cheaper. When we had our metros in the early 2000s, not only were they quite bulky, but they're actually quite dear, whereas now online you can get them, it seems, a lot cheaper now. So we removed this by taking off the little nut and of course the seal, and that's the bit that earths to the body, which, as you can see, is terribly corroded, and those spikes that normally sort of earth itself have got very corroded as well, so it certainly needed changing. And then we just pulled it away from underneath. We've cut the wire because the new aerial comes with a new wire, and we'll probably use the rest of the old one to pull the new wire through. So if we go and have a little look at that now. Right, so this is the electric aerial we've bought on line. Hopefully it should be okay. As you can see by my hand, it's quite small really compared to what we expected and what we've seen in the past. It comes with a nice long aerial wire. Hopefully that'll be long enough anyway. The supply leads to make it work. It came with a little bracket, and I think this is an adapter in case that is too big, or you're putting it in a back wing by the boot, or a very narrow wing, you can use that. But for ours, that should be the right one. You've got 3 wires coming out of it: a black wire, a red, and a blue. And as we understand, the black is the earth, the red is like a permanent feed, and the blue is your signal wire that goes to the radio that tells this to go up and down when the radio's on. But of course you need the permanent feed so that when you turn the ignition off, the aerial will still go down without a loss of power. It did come with basic instructions on the back. We didn't think they were that clear because it shows both wires going to the radio, whereas I think in most cases, and certainly with the radio we're using, you just get a signal wire and you have to supply your own permanent live feed to that red one, which we're doing, would prefer to do anyway. And I think it comes with a little bit of paperwork as well with it, but that was about it. So yeah, it's only a sort of small, simple video in some ways, but hopefully it'll be of interest, showing you our process of fitting this and getting it through to the radio. And yeah, hopefully you can see how much cleaner all this is in there compared to the old aerial. So it's just certainly improved the signal. And ours is a DAB FM radio, and we've got a little splitter box. We're initially going to run it off this aerial. If we do get any problems, then we might have to change it to a separate DAB, but it'll be nice if it can all run off this aerial. Right, so before we do anything, I just want to take you down under the wing before anything's done, so you can just see up there into the void, and you can see the hole there where the aerial comes through. And of course we'll have to clean that up for the mounting point to get its initial earth, and then of course we've got that earth wire and the other wires to wire in as well. Right, so we're back under the wing, and hopefully you can see now that we've cleaned it all up and wire brushed it, so hopefully the new air will get a nice contact, and then any exposed metal we'll paint back over so no rust sets in. So now I'm going to undo the little top nut there so that the main aerial can go up underneath, and then that will go back on and hold it in place just as the original one did. So that's now the little nut and also the rubber seal off, which just leaves the exposed bit of aerial for us to push up. It gets its earth, and right, then we can sort out about whether we need that bar and getting the wires through. Right, so we've got the aerial ready to go up under now, and what we've done is put our little ferrite protector conductors on, and what that does is takes any interference out of the wiring to hopefully help the signal. And we did do a little video on how that can help, especially with DAB signal, but it'll even help with FM signal. So we've put some on the aerial just under the wing. They're completely sort of watertight and shouldn't age. There's nothing electrical in them. And then we'll have a few more at the radio end, and that should really help with any interference that may be transmitted through the wiring. Right, so as you see, we've now pushed the aerial back up through, and then put on the little plastic sort of seal, the plastic part, the chrome, and then the nut. It's not fully done up. And if we come down here and under here, you can roughly now see it sitting in a rough position up through, and we've got to get it in the right position, tighten it, and also possibly use that bracket that we've got as well. So we're now just positioning the bracket and finding the best place for it. It screws into the aerial itself, so we're going to get that in first. And there's two positions on the aerial for that, and a little drain hole. Hopefully you can see those three there. Oh, there, yeah.
There's the other bracket fitter.
There. So we're now going to get on and get that bracket positioned nicely. Hopefully you can see how it's still sitting up there while we do it. And there's that bit of flexibility because we haven't done the nut up fully tight up here. So it's just giving us flexibility so that everything moves and is not too tight and breaks. Right, so we're now just doing that up nice and tight because the bracket is roughly in position, and we want to make sure before we get that bracket into position this is done up nice and tightly. So if we come down, I'm holding it so it doesn't slip, and the bracket's in a rough position to where we want it. And once we know that's tight and in position right up in there, we can then make sure that that bracket fits exactly right. Right, so what we've now done is got that bracket there in position. We've got one little screw in the actual aerial itself, and then it goes across to the wheel arch, and that just gives it a little bit more support so it can't really sort of rattle about or move about on the fittings that fits it up at the top like a normal aerial. Right, so what we've done now is now threaded the wires through the original hole, and if we just come up here and round, you can see where they're coming through the original hole. These wires have to be extended to get to the main feed, and of course the blue signal wire will go through the bulkhead with the aerial wire here, and then we'll take it through to the radio. Right, so we're now at the stage to do the wiring for our electric aerial, and last time there's been a little bit of a break for us as we've been doing other bits. We had got all the wiring through the hole from the actual aerial itself. It comes with 3 wires. I think we might have gone through it. We've got the earth, which we've attached. Then the blue wire goes to the car radio to get the signal, and the red is the permanent live, which actually powers the aerial to go up and down. So what we've done, we've threaded an orange wire through. We've picked orange because the wire that's in the loom for the electric aerial, which was just blanked off, is orange, so we've continued that on, and then it'll change to blue, which is what it is on the aerial wiring. And then we've got this little short red wire, which is our mains wire, and we're going to extend that with a little bit of extra wire to take it to the battery feed. So what we're going to do is cut that little bullet connector off, and what we like to use is these little heat shrinks with solder in, so they heat shrink and solder it all in one go. And we've got a little hot air blower to heat them up, shrink them, and get that solder to work, and that seems to work quite well. And what I'll do, I'll show you where we brought that orange wire through and where it goes to the back of the radio as well, once we've got all this connected in, and how we got the aerial through to the radio as well. Spanish authorities say no one on board is showing symptoms. One on suspicion of murder following a woman's death on the A1 in Lincolnshire. Right, so we've got both ends of the wires stripped now, and we're going to use these little heat shrinks with the little bit of solder in that melts. So what I normally like to do is push one of the wires right the way through so it comes out, then gently twist these wires together, not enough to really hold them, but just so that they stay together and the solder can melt into both bits of the wire. And then you can slide the heat shrink gently back over everything. And then when you see that the little red bit has gone over both bits of the insulation and your bare wire is roughly around about the middle there, then you can then heat shrink and let the solder melt. So we'll do that right now next. Yeah, there's a better, clearer shot of it there, of it focused in. So you can see it all ready for us to heat shrink and solder in one go. Right, so hopefully you can see that joint is now done, and what I'll do is then get on and do the red wire and get that joint, and we'll take it to the battery. Right, so that's our main live feed wire extended, so to make it to the battery. And what I'm going to do is put a little bit of extra heat shrink, because this one is actually under the bonnet and more exposed and more likely to get heat or wear possibly, and that will just give that a little bit of extra protection. Right, so what we've now done is joined in a little fuse there on the end, and that's now ready to go on to the battery. So we've got the mains feed wire with its fusing going back to the electriccaraerial under the wing. You've got the black earth there, and of course the original activation wire that goes back to the radio that'll tell the aerial to lift up when you turn the radio on or start the ignition. Right, so we're now inside our mgmetro, and you can see that's where the radio would normally be. We've got our standard radio connections there and there, and you'll be able to see there's the orange wire coming in from the aerial, and there's the aerial wire itself. And if we just go down underneath the car here, you'll see that right up here, hopefully we can sort of show you in here. Yeah, you can see there's the orange wire and the aerial wire running together, and basically they just come through beyond the insulation, and all we did was hook them through and then used a piece of wire which I pushed right down, because you need to make sure it goes right over the back so it clears the radio. We tied them up and then hooked them through and pulled them through into here, and then of course on these connections, which if you've got the right one, it'll have a little orange wire or whatever colour they've used, and I don't know if that will focus actually on there. Yeah, it says that it's for the antenna, and then we've used one of those solder heat shrinks to link in our wire, and hopefully the aerial will go up once all the radios are connected from that signal there. Right, so we've got our radio just out of the car, because obviously we want to check everything works, and we've connected all the connections in as well as the aerial there. So if I push the on button and look there, we should see the aerial come up. Yeah, there it goes. And it's stopped, and we've got a signal on our radio. I can't play it because of the sort of copyrights I think you can get, but as you can see, that has worked. So yeah, hopefully that's been an interesting little video for you. It's the first time we've done it, so I thought it was worth covering us installing that electric aerial, as it all works. As always, thank you very much for watching, and don't forget to check out our other videos as always on our channel.